So in reference to the information of the Deeds Department, of course, the Mr. Deeds movie and other movies, it's very important. The Treasury, I was supposed to receive probably a paycheck from the Deeds Department, from the Supreme Court, and from the Treasury, and from the Beverly Hills courts, right? But I haven't received anything in reference to a paycheck, in reference to other things. Plus, in reference to the Mr. Deeds movies, they had to organize deeds officers to go to different places to find out which people were stealing postal mail. Like, for instance, people trying to steal my postal mail. They're supposed to go to offices and have court cases, and they're supposed to go find people that have stolen my postal mail. And then they're supposed to say, hey, what's this man's postal mail doing at your house, whoever you are, Mr. Government Man? You say you're doing some investigation? That's illegal. That's postal fraud. Plus, it's banker fraud. Reference to accounts or monies or gifts that people tried to send to me. Those people have to be charged. They have to be arrested, whoever those people are. I'm trying to go to my mother and father's mansions. Plus, my mother and father owned apartment buildings in California and other cities. I want to move. I'd go sit in one of my mother or father's apartment buildings somewhere. I want to move out of Indianapolis. They've damaged my teeth. Where's my lawsuit monies? Anyways, in reference to the Deeds Department, of course, the Deeds Department is a very important office. It's an office. The Deeds Department is a very important office. And, the government's not allowed to bully the Deeds Department. Politicians are not allowed to bully the Deeds Department. And in reference to government picking on me and government trying to slander my character, don't play stupid. I'm not the bully. I'm the victim. I got kidnapped from my mother and father's mansions. And each and every time I got kidnapped before, I got rescued, and I always ended up back at my mother and father's mansions because I went back to the mansions because that's where I'm supposed to be. And my mother was alive then, It's a very important acknowledgement. And hello, Duke Farms. I haven't received anything. If you sent anything in the mail, somebody tried to communicate something earlier about, saying for you guys to send me some money or something. Please try to send me money then. It's a tax write-off, of course. The situation is a hostage situation. It's illegal government playing tricks. And in reference to the Deeds Department, I'm trying to go home to my mother and father's mansions. I'm the only child of my mother and father forever. And very important. So in reference to government, they just played hiccups. Satellite Man did. In reference to the government, I was supposed to receive money from law enforcement. I was supposed to receive money from the courts. I was supposed to receive money from governors and mayors. Hadn't received nothing. Because they know I'm being held hostage, and if they disagree with that, then that's another violation, because my mother even had documents saying that I wasn't supposed to be held hostage in Indiana. You know that, right? But, my mother and father owned apartment complexes in bigger cities, too. In L.A. and New York and Chicago and other places, which I need to move ASAP. And in reference to lawsuit monies and court cases, I need my lawsuit monies. And I need my trust funds. But in reference to the Deeds Department, you're supposed to be aware of postal mail. This has been a situation before. So, the Deeds Department is supposed to be aware of the situation. They're supposed to be in contact with me. I haven't heard anything from them. They're supposed to be in contact with other Deeds Departments of other states, the cities and states, in reference to the situation. Royal protocols in the media of my identity. It's been there since the day I was born. Government politicians trying to play tricks with my identity, they have to be prosecuted. And, the information is very important. They're burning my teeth right here. That Satellite Man's damaging. They damaged the length of it. It only takes a second for them to burn on it. It damages millimeters and millimeters and millimeters. Yeah. It should have been... The tooth should have been, close to the end. It should have grown, this much. But it hasn't. It should have grown, about 7 or 8 millimeters at least since they broke it. But it hasn't. They've been burning it down. If they're trying to make me look like this Harry Hughes character, I don't know who that man is. He has to be arrested. I'm not friends with that man. I'm not allowed to be friends with that man. And people trying to damage my looks like this Harry Hughes person, Harry Hughes has to be arrested, whoever he is. It's mutilation. And don't forget, in reference to my beauty comes from my mother's side and my father's side. So whatever Harry Hughes' opinion is, he's not a friend of mine. He's possibly FBI or CIA or one of the politicians' tricksters. I'm not friends with him. Not allowed to be friends with him. But in reference to the deeds department, you have to know that you have to say, hey, what's going on with this? What's going on with that? Where's the postal mail? They'll say, and there you find out where they're sending it. Then you send officers over there and say, hey, we've tracked letters to this location. We want to know why you're stealing his postal mail, Mr. So-and-so at this such and such location, wherever they are. Then you're supposed to arrest them for stealing my postal mail. Plus monies and checks that I was supposed to have received, or credit cards, or gift cards, or whatever. I need to move. I'm not even from Indianapolis, Indiana, and the deeds department knows that. So it's very important that I receive information so I can travel to my mother and father's mansions. I don't have the keys to nothing. Probably the person stealing the postal mail is the one that stole all the keys to whatever anybody sent. I'm the only child of my mother and father. My mother and father did not have any other children. And that's the facts forever. Hello, Treasury Department, Supreme Court, International Courts, and Deeds Departments. You gotta go arrest the thieves, the postal thieves. Even if they're a politician, even if they're a government man, their investigation trying to steal postal mail, or their curiosity of trying to steal my postal mail because they wanted to see what kind of things I receive in the postal mail, that's not their legal right. The post office scans everything and looks at everything in the postal mail. So why are these politicians stealing the postal mail, or government people, or whoever they are? They have to be prosecuted. That's the facts. Whoever those people are stealing the postal mail. And in reference to me working at places, these satellite men have tortured me at jobs several times. Where's the lawsuit monies? That's not no free slavery control game. That's a violation of labor laws. Torturing people on the job, burning them on the job with satellites? No, that's illegal. Those government people have to get prosecuted. Hello, Wall Street, and hello, cities in America and other cities internationally and countries. How you guys doing?